Flat Earth British, Martin speaking. Welcome people to a new day. It's the 18th of December 2018, or so they say. Are you excited? Are you excited? Really? You should be. So this is episode 10 of The Greatest Story Never Told. It is a valuable unlock of our reality, which I'm going to present to you now. Okay, we are all ready, just about ready. If you are a subscriber of Flat Earth British, okay, thank you for that. Okay, thank you for 12,000 subscribers just passed as well, so thank you for that as well. If you are a subscriber that took the time, I know maybe, I don't know, tens of thousands of you have, so if you took the time to watch The Greatest Story That Has Never Been Told, by the way, this will make a lot of sense. The penny will drop further and you will be mesmerised. Now, if you didn't watch The Greatest Story Never Told, then at the very least you will have a very enjoyable ride and learn something hundreds of millions of people do not know. Okay, where else can you get that offer? On YouTube. Okay, stick around. So, I'm going to get straight into the juice. Okay. Straight into the information, and I want you to stick around if you could to the end so I can have my little Flat Earth British chat, okay, and tell you exactly what I'm going to be up to around the holiday period. I've got a lot of events coming up, very exciting stuff, people. Okay, if you're a Flat Earth British peep, you lucky peeps. Okay, what a good investment to click that bloody subscription bell and subscription. Brilliant idea. Greatest Story Never Told. Now, we're going to get underway. Okay, there's quite a bit to get through, maybe 70 images, but all is important. It's an important stepping stone, okay, to a destination. We're going to have a really enjoyable time. I'm going to make it as enjoyable as I possibly can for you, okay. We'll have a laugh along the way, okay. Make sure to subscribe, okay, to all Flat Earth British. And we will get underway. I got everything ready. It's a great effort of it all, but very much worth it. So do enjoy. If you're in, I'm going to be premiering this later. If you are in chat now, please share this up. Get some eyes on this juice. All is for a reason, don't you know? So we're going to start here. Excuse me. Now, coming maybe 2 weeks ago now, this was grabbed, and it was just going to give you a visual aid to help you along this ride, this very enjoyable ride. This is going to rock. There's a lot in here that I never ever thought that I would be talking about in this reality, which is just mesmerising once you know. Okay, stick around. Trust. So, Flat Earth British, Greatest Story Never Told, chapter number 10. And what is to come? You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Time is what it is. This was the intro that was grabbed maybe 2 weeks ago from a History Channel program called Death of the Universe. Now, the people that designed this, as I mentioned, maybe Tavistock Institute, who knows, but for some miraculous reason, they managed to cram 9 hours of The Greatest Story Never Told into a split second. So the perfect electromagnetic model of this universe was put in to the beginning. So you get the formation of, you know, out of their heliocentric thinking, formation of the solar system. So remember, this is a CGI, a graphic that someone has put thought into every second, okay, for some inexplicable reason. When it goes into this apparent moment of the solar system, you get the electromagnetic model. Okay, if you're not aware of it and you haven't followed The Greatest Story Never Told, it won't make a difference. This is a visual aid for you, a reference. Now, when we're going through this post, by seeing this will help. So what you're seeing is the double torus system with the dielectric inertia plane between and the 4 angels. It's a 10 vortex system. Okay, we're going to talk about something deeper to do with that and lots more besides. Okay, now, so please enjoy. Okay, now, this is a valuable decode of antiquity. A subscriber lives in Rio de Janeiro, sent me this clip, and he said, I see it every day. I'm just wondering, did the architect that designed Christ the Redeemer have anything specific in mind when he had the Christ's arms out in such a manner, you know, for the people of Rio and the people from outside looking in? As in, it's flat people. Yeah, okay. Just stick around. Okay, now here we go. Again, unconfirmed sources have contacted me. Now this is the situation. Okay, now don't quote me on this, but this is the situation. A mummy, as in an Egyptian mummy, that was apparently taken in 1802 by Napoleon's troops and brought to the Louvre Museum in Paris, where he has been on exhibition for the last couple of 100 years, or so they say. Apparently, a couple of weeks ago, unconfirmed sources have informed me this mummy overheard a conversation by two custodians in the museum, and they were discussing the greatest story never told and saying how much they were blown away by it, how much their lives have been changed by it, how much they can look at anything in reality the same way again. So she overheard, or he overheard. Okay, so apparently that night escaped, went to an internet cafe in Paris, spent 5.5 hours watching the greatest story never told synopsis, apparently, and then disappeared into the night. Apparently police said, do not approach this mummy, because being the nature of a mummy, it's undead. Could be bad for your health. But when it came out of the internet cafe, there was a professional photographer on the scene with an orange handbag and took a picture of said mummy, and it's gone viral. I mean, everyone has seen this picture. Okay, now don't approach the mummy, but if you do, it responds apparently to the name of Tutankhamun. Come on. One of Napoleon's. Yeah, we get it. So, the nature of this post, don't look at me like that with that eye. The nature of this post is, what does Alpha and Omega really mean? Do you know? Well, you're about to, and here's a little education for you. Wiki. So what does Wiki say? Not that I like using it, but you know, it's convenient. Wiki say for Alpha and Omega, which is what I actually thought initially, first and last letters of the Greek alphabet. So is that what it is? Okay, so under deeper investigation, okay, we looked online, and there's 172 million websites devoted to this subject. Okay. In comparison, though, there's 583 million websites devoted to the flat Earth subject. 500 million. But 172 million is no shy amount, and every single one of them, these sites, have got it wrong. They lead you down a road of inquiry that is like a labyrinth, and you end up back exactly the same place where you started, learning nothing, very confused, scratching your head, and you've learned nothing. Okay, so I'm going to enlighten you all and let you know what Alpha and Omega really means. Okay, buckle in, people. So let's take a look at one of these websites, okay, of these 172 million. Here's one here. This dude. Okay, so this is the standard sort of explanation for Alpha and Omega. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, from Revelations. Okay, so do we go with that? Is that the beginning and end of it all? Okay, well, this dude, take a look at him, and on his left hand side he's using what, like a standard Mercator projection. So he's coming from completely the wrong camp, he's getting everything wrong. Okay, so we're not going to go with that. Okay, so pretty much all of these 172 million websites are around this sort of idea. okay, and others, but yes. So we start here, the Holy Bible. Now this blew me out of the water when I found it out. I thought, I can't wait to tell these people. I just can't wait. This is apparently the Hebrew Bible, and it's the first page of Genesis. Okay, and on the first line, the first page of Genesis, you've got the earth and then the heavens, and here, clearly, or it should be like an alarm bell ringing in your mind, you see the emblems for apparently Aleph and Tef. Now Aleph and Tef is Alpha and Omega. The people who translated the Bible thought it not important at all, and they completely missed it out. For some really, really strange reason, they thought it not important when it is massively important, and they leave it out of the Bible when there it is there. Okay, so we're looking at the original King James version of the Bible. Here's a page here, and this is how it reads. In the creation was heaven and earth, and then the light, and then the firmament, and then the earth separated by the waters, and then man made fruitful, and then the sun, the moon, and the stars, and then fowl, and then beasts and cattle, and then man in the image of God, and then food, pointing to food. Okay, so nowhere in that first chapter of the book of Genesis, that should be a bit of a clue with your gene, Genesis, does it mention Aloe and Taf, or Alpha and Omega? So why would they leave such an important translation out of the Holy Bible? So, and making it incorrect. Oh, incorrect, he says. That's really cocky. Well, not really, because later on in the Bible, when you get to the end of the New Testament, they feel, the translators, the need to put it in and give it like some great importance. Okay, so they miss it at the beginning of the Bible, but they put it in at the end. So the most important bit at the beginning of the Bible is left out. Here it is. So what we got here is the Greek and I believe Latin. And what you get here, if I can just fit it, is here goes some Alpha and Omega. So apparently in the book of Revelations, I believe it's 22, Jesus states, I am the Alpha and Omega. Yeah, they left it out. Isn't that funny? Well, we'll look into that now. So, let's look at a coin from antiquity. This is a Greek coin, and you've got the, as you've seen on the Greatest Story Never Told, the X and the P. The X and the P, XP. And either side, you have the A, and what looks like a sort of W. Okay, but this is actually Alpha and Omega. And look where they're placed on the X code. As we know from the Greatest Story Never Told, we've cracked this one. Now, if you don't know, the P, or the XP, is basically a translation from Greek. It's pronounced actually hero from the Greek Xiro, X-I-R-O, so it's hero, which means circle or a ring. So this means a circle or a ring, the P, and you've got the X. If you watch the Greatest Story Never Told, you're going to know exactly what that means. The 4 angels. Okay, we move on. So being Flat Earth British, okay, I don't go with any new agey crap. I just don't. Okay, this is what the New Agers will let you think is the origins of the letter A. So it's the tusks, or the horns, excuse me, of Taurus. And they say this is the origins of the letter A. Okay, for Alpha, but it's wishful thinking and absolute BS, because they're New Agers and they think like that. Okay, so we're not going to go and things like that because we're flat Earth British peeps. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look through as many examples of alpha and omega as we possibly can to make it all clear for you. I'm from the country of Wales, and all over my country are these, the Celtic crosses, seeing them everywhere. Also in Ireland and Scotland, because we're all Celts. Okay, it's cool. On this Celtic cross you have the XP. Okay, and either side of this circle you have a alpha and this sign which you now know for omega, alpha and omega on a Celtic cross. Now, where in antiquity can you find the oldest reference for the letter A? The letter A. Where is the oldest reference in antiquity? Is the Ogdoad, the Egyptian Ogdoad. Now I know a lot of you know what this you've seen this depiction, but you know what it means. So let's take a look at this carefully, peeps. Now what you see is these, I think it's safe to presume, guys, that they're dudes, you know, or adults here. They are definitely dudes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dudes holding some sort of A. What do you know? On either side, 2 women. Okay. Now they're holding an A. These men are holding an A, or is it a plough? So what is it? Well, what safely say it is, guys, is it's an angle. It's an angle. It is where 2 linear forces meet. It's an angle. Okay. So now, if you remember my episode on A Great Story Never Told about the universal cube, which was an important episode, so it's 8 opposing vortexes as spheres, as you remember, are joined by 8 linear forces that bind them so that you get 8 points which make or form an imaginary cube, which we talked about in A Great Story Never Told. If you don't understand that, it won't matter at this stage. Later on, all will become apparent. Now, let's take a look. At my model that I showed you on A Great Story Never Told, a depiction for our EM universe. Okay, now here it is. Here, showed you on A Great Story. Now, what you will notice is the female are these bubble or circle waves. Okay, bubble or circle or sphere waves. Okay, are the female waves, electromagnetic waves. And males are straight, the black lines straight and linear lines. Okay, so male linear forces are black lines, and female forces are waves and bubbles. Okay, this will help a lot along the way. Now, excuse me, my notes. So let's go back to the Ogdoad and take another look. Now remember, Oggy. Now I know why I always say it. Og is another word for 8. So it's the 8 Ogdoad universe, and I have literally put a dielectric inertia plane to put it through the thing completely, so the penny would have dropped by now for people who know. So what you're getting here is exactly the same as the squared and stationary map. Actually, you've got Mount Meru, the north, the south below Mount Meru, the inertia plane, and the 4 angels. Okay, 2, 4, 6. There's 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. Okay, so it's 2 vortices per angel. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. So these are an analogous for a magnetic field or magnetic vortices. Okay, so I will just make sure that I drive that home with some proofs in a minute to make sure that I'm not getting it wrong anyway, which we always do. So yeah, so I've drawn a line to separate this into two. We've got north and south opposing forces, 4 angels above and 4 angels below. Okay, exactly the same as what I've shown you before on The Greatest Story Never Told. Now, what's the explanation on Wikipedia for what these little angles are on the octode? So let's take a look. Okay, excuse me. So on the octode, it's little sort of flagpoles, it says, and it points at them there, and hieroglyphic sign for God, which is quite interesting considering Deus to the people in the Technasmir era is also God, which is electricity. So there's a correlation right there. Flagpoles, according to the octode, mean God. Okay. No. So let's look at another depiction. This one's from the Temple of Hathor, where the octode was actually found. And there's another depiction on the Temple of Hathor. And let's take a look at this. So what you've got is female, male, female, male, female, male, female, male. Okay, so what are they holding? It looks like some sort of scepter or some sort of flagpole, maybe. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Make some sense of it all. Okay, now what you find is females. Okay, it's a depiction of the octode with serpents and frog heads, Roman era, from the Hathor temple in Dendera. Now, what you're seeing is opposing vortexes are always symboled as opposing sexes, male and female. So you've got male, female, male, female. Now, if you follow The Greatest Story Never Told, you're going to know that a serpent, okay, or a dragon or a serpent, is analogous for what? Yeah, electricity. Okay. So anything which is a frog or a serpent, in fact, quite a few things we think, even donkeys will represent the electromagnetics. So the toad, why the toad head? Okay, why the toad head? Well, look at a tadpole. A tadpole, there's no denying it looks like a sperm. Okay, now it's no surprise the Egyptians depicted linear forces with frog heads, okay, opposing to female vortices. The female figures have serpent's heads, which stands, as we know, for electricity. We do by now. But it really, it doesn't really matter how many vortices interact at the same time. Just as gravity, as we know what it is, magnetic acceleration, is a double vortex of two opposing vortexes acting at the same time. One up, one down. It doesn't change anything, okay, guys? Downward gravity is male or female or vice versa. Yeah? Or that way, or that way. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Now, excuse me. Now, thinking about the octode, is there anything else, in case we got it wrong about these flagpoles being an analogy for electricity or EM? Is there anything else in antiquity, or in reality actually, that has flagpoles on each corner? Yeah, there is actually. It's called a football pitch. This was the home of football. It was invented here at the Masons' Arms in 1863 by Freemasons, and what you get is you get this square pitch, and each corner has a flag pole. and it's not the only sport. So is that a coincidence? Think about it. They certainly know people. Billions don't, or millions, hundreds of millions don't, but this 1%, well, the powers that should not be, they most certainly do know. I will show you now. So the Ogdo gods holding something looks like a scepter or a flag. Okay, it's kind of like a flagpole, I would think anyway. So let's have a look at something that we looked at in The Greatest Story Never Told episodes. Old Georgie boy, as in St. George slaying the dragon depiction again. Now, I never really noticed it the last time, till the old Ogdo flagpole thing. This is ledge. So yeah, he's brave. I never spared any children, and I never spared any old people. I am far too brave for that. And she's like, "Are you so brave, George? By the way, you are using that corner pole that you ran off with at the Henry VIII Stadium, the old Henry VIII Stadium, when we stormed it after Wales won the I-518 World Cup, beating England 5-4 in the last minute of extra time." Yeah, but he hates football, and so do I. Okay. But still, the fact remains he has some sort of square flag on the back of his armour, and a spear that is piercing the dragon. We know the dragon, okay, with the wings, active charge, plasma is active, okay, arrows are aligned, and you even see on his tail it's coiled to show you it's active. So he's using another analogy for electromagnetism, which is this said flagpole. So I think there's a good chance, people, that the artist who did this depiction may have known something about the Ogdode, okay, and this is from the Middle Ages, okay, but it is deeply coded. So we move on. Nice one, Georgie. 5-4. Anyway, so when you wiki the word angle, okay, lo and behold, what turns up, guys, smacked me in the face actually. I was like, onk, ankle, onk. So when you look into wiki and you look what an angle means, it's onk, and onk. What, like the Egyptian onk? Well, let's look into that a bit. Sweet. So when you look for symbols on the symbol chart that we use for male and female, what do you get? Well, male is a circle with an arrow and it's sort of pointing off slightly to the right hand side, not straight up, which is pretty, I suppose, self-explanatory for a male. Female is also pretty self-explanatory, as opposed to the X going down. Okay, Venus. So it is also exactly the same as an ankh. So the female symbol for a female, this female force, or this female electromagnetic wave, I should say, is a female, is an ankh. So we're going to look at other representations of an ankh. This is a Coptic Christians, and from the 14th century, and cathedral, and you can see that he has, well, supposed to be Egyptian, but he has an ankh in his hand. Okay, and this is a Catholic version, and you can see the XP code again, but you get the ankh. Okay, now let's go back to our EM model of the dielectric inertial plane. Okay, so I drew over it an alpha and omega symbol. Now, something very, very, very cool happened here. Okay, if you notice, guys, the omega sign here, the line, is quite a way above the inertial plane. It is above it. So why is it above it, and what is going on here, right? Well, the same thing happens when you put it in upside down. Okay, you get this here, and it's this far away from the, remember, both ways round, it's going to work the same, makes no odds. It's exactly the same thing. We are this much away. This, what they're showing on the symbol, is this much away from the inertia flat plane. So what is going on? Okay, what we believe is happening now, obviously it's philosophical, we can't really know. I'm a bloke sat here in my bedroom, so we can only go on what we can decode from what they give us, and our common sense, clear thinking, not going theoretical, not going deep, and not getting confused by it all. Okay, using Occam's razor at most. Now, they've only apparently been 12 kilometers down, right? Now, if you don't know, the Russians drilled this hole. Now, trying to look into it, I always thought it was a really big hole. I watched the documentary, blew my mind on this. Took like 90% of the time just like flew down, and then the rest of the years we just to go this last little bit, and they could not go past. No machines would work. The electromagnetic disturbance down there was far too much. Okay, now that is it. It's the deepest shaft humanity has ever dug in Russia, the Kola Ultra Deep. And it says on top of it, and Metropov, I suppose, is Russian for meters. I don't know, I'm just guessing. I think it is 12,226 Metpop, which is 12 kilometers. So I can only go with as far down as we have been, and lo and behold, it matches roughly what we're looking at here. So the actual dielectric inertia plane is 12 kilometers below our feet, and we are sitting on the crust above it. So we're not actually on it, we're above it, 12 kilometers above it. Okay, evidence in astrology, you got this is my birth sign, Libra. So they definitely know because they encode it. You have the omega, and resting where I just showed you, and below again 12 kilometers down is the inertia flat plane. Okay, and basically this sign is a flat earth, a sign of par excellence. No, it is, and I'm just to remind. This is gonna blow you away next. So love this. Now, when looking for an omega wave, guys, we can find it in the most unbelievable of places. Here is the ribcage of the human. So sweet. Okay, now the omega wave. If we look at the human body, for example, the female womb, okay, but also men and females' ribs, exactly the same. Okay, what you get is a prophetic waveform. Okay, so you get an expression of the invisible electromagnetic waves, which you see here exhibited when you drop a stone in water. So these waves are exhibited in a physical form in our rib cage. Gives me goose pimples. Okay, it goes deeper than that. So a rib cage is a physical expression of our invisible electromagnetic wave. Okay, now what does Wikipedia say about ribs? So Wiki says that it's reference to Eve here, creation. Woman was created from the same material as man, and a woman was created from the same material as man. Traditionally translated, rib in English can also mean, check this out, side, chamber, or beam? Beam. Side, chamber, or beam. Okay. Now, this is told in the Bible in a way that is misunderstood by most people. The female principle, okay, per definition of the omega wave, is a bubble, okay, or wave or ribs. Now you're going to get exactly the same thing on that atom that I showed you, people, on the Great Story Never Told. The electromagnetic waves are visible as ribs. They look like ribs. Okay, so indeed a super small dielectric universe is an atom. Okay, and itself has a north and south pole vortices, and the waves are ribs, which I find utterly fascinating. Oh, this one threw me. I didn't know this. I don't know most of it until I learned it all. And share it with you good people. Now, in real life, excuse me, in real life, okay, leave it on there a second. In real life, people, okay, real human beings are never 100% male and 100% female, because the way that the fundamentals work, this would be actually impossible, and this is the scenario. Okay, in real life, a woman is always about 2/3 omega and 1/3 alpha, and a man is 2/3 alpha and 1/3 omega. I'll prove it now. Both a man and a woman have millions of atoms and molecules and cells, okay, which encloses all form ribs, like I just showed you and explained, or propagating waves, to be more specific. Those are primarily female structures and then have millions of bonds of male linear forces, them little black lines, with other atoms, molecules and cells. So both female and male energies exist. We have exactly the same time, which is quite important. There is a symbol for male and female, and it's a combination of alpha and omega overlaid on one another, and it's like this, which is actually accurate. So with the female, you get exactly the same as we had with the dove. If you can remember the dove that you see on the Maltese cross, for example, flying down, the white dove flying down into the North Pole and bringing out that laser light, which they refer to as the Northern Lights, magnetized light. So the female and the male symbol is always sort of going off to one side, so that's pretty self-explanatory. So it's a little sort of test, if you like, to try and see if this is accurate. Okay, and this is how it runs. We've got versions of the Greek alphabet here. Okay, so we run this, exactly what the sequence of amounts of male and female exhibits in the human. So if we run in the Greek Hellenistic alphabet, alpha and omega, if we run them a third of the way round and then 2/3 round the other way, you land at 8. And this is by no means omega is lesser than second value to women, by the way, if anyone is actually thinking that in any way respect whatsoever in reality, if anyone just actually thought that in the back of their minds, no. At all. Then I asked myself, if the letters go round the other way, as in a third one way, 2/3 the other way, in the 24 Greek alphabet, what will it land us at? Because here we got alpha and omega. It's just massive coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences, so it's real. There. So we went a third of the way one way, 2/3 way the other way on 24 Greek alphabet, and we landed at I and O. Now the I is obviously, for reasons that I don't have to go into, male. And the O, as I explained before, there's nothing in there. It's an O. No. Okay. Is the female. And it actually fitted both ways, 100% perfect. So it's just proving all of that bit is true. This is where it gets super duper duper interesting. Oh, does it? Right. Time. Cool. Now, this is the I Ching binary system. Okay, the Chinese I Ching binary system. Now, this was a revelation to behold and to learn and enjoy. Okay, now, excuse me. Now, the 1 is an analogy for this is like the same as an I, isn't it? It's the male symbol, and 0 is an analogy for the O, or the O, or the 0, the same thing, and that means it's a female. So is this an accident? The I and the 1 and the O and the 0 worked out that way. Now, this is where it gets better and better. The digital world. The digital world. So we're being told is made up of 1s, A, and 0s. The binary system, guys. Now I told you that 1s and 0s give you an imaginary number. You can get an application from by in electronic circuitry. 1s and 0s mean this. A 1 means current can pass, and a 0 means a current cannot pass. So a bit like on and off. Okay, so 1 is pass, 0 is not passed, and that is in computer circuitry. Open or closed. 1 open, 0 closed, and that is it there, the I Ching binary system. Now, there's another version of the I Ching binary system, as you can see here, 1s and 0s. Now, God's language, guys, has to be not the decimal numerical system by far. It's the binary system. It has to be, okay, 1s and 0s, electromagnetic key. So now, so A equals an I and a 1, an alpha, and an omega equals 0 and an O. Okay, all the same thing. Now, when we saw the octo universe, guys, and the alpha and omega symbols, when searching, like I just showed you, for versions of the alpha and omega symbols placed on one another, upside down, and this is what we found, and it was in the same place. Okay, all tied in, and it's back to Hathor. Meet Hathor. There she is. Okay, something peculiar going on here. Look into it now. Bit of a cool moment, actually. So, Hathor is in, which you just seen, the Ogdod universe is in the temple of Hathor. Hathor is all over, wherever Egyptians dwell, actually. This goddess is everywhere in ancient Egypt. Okay, so what you see is she has an Om, and she has an upside down A, and they're overlaid, just like we showed you. And if it didn't go looking for upside down alpha and omegas crossed over, I'd never have found this part, which is just mesmerizing. Now, look for some more images, and we'll try and make some sense of what this is all about. Here's another image of Hathor, and this one threw me. I thought, well, okay, then she hasn't got an upside down alpha and omega, but like her hair's weird, it's like legs. And what's with the face? Why she got used like this? Like, what's with a hat? It's like, it's not actually a hat, is it? It's a square. And I thought, well actually that makes sense with a square being an opening or a doorway. So what is exactly going on? So I sort of thought, well, yeah, we got our alpha and omega sort of, but the hair looks like legs. So I thought, well, if I reverse the A, it should look like a V. Okay, this is one we're looking for. And suddenly I saw this face was not a face. I thought, is it actually like halfway down a body? we're actually looking at an ovary system. Alright, so I thought, well, that's blown my mind. Is there any evidence that that might be so? So when looking images of a thought, this one I thought was like mind-blowing. I thought, oh Christ, they are legs, and this is halfway down the body, and this is the rest of the body, and this is the female, and these are like the ovaries and the tubes. So yeah, I thought, wow, there's not really any denying it now. I went searching further on, found this one. I thought, oh yeah, definitely, because I don't think, if I show you the full image, I don't think they're anything other than ladies' legs, guys. Right? So this is definitely analogous for the ovary system. Okay, this is where it gets trippy. Okay, and I only found this through searching upside down alpha and omegas, which is really weird. Here's another one which sort of drives it home, just in case I got confused and I didn't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I know. Don't even need words for that one. This one is epic. Check this out. More. I'll have a break. Remember to stick around to the end, guys. I've got something to talk to you about and everything else Flat Earth British. Now, this one is epic. This is another depiction. You have a Thor with the Alpha and Omega on her head. But what it is a very advanced fertility calendar. Shit you not. Check this out, people. Now, the wise queen, Thor, there she is sitting on her throne. On the right hand side, she's wearing her upside down Alpha and Omega, which means she's an expert in pregnancy and birth control. Now in the centre, okay, we see the 4 phases of the menstrual moon cycle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I get that. Okay, and a moon circle. So you have a half moon. Okay, the moon associated with menstrual cycle. Okay, is represented by a half disc. Okay, so then please notice the half disc is separated into 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips, which is 7 days, and each day is 4 weeks, completes the 28-day cycle. And check this out, guys. Now in the female, when sperm reaches the ovary system, it needs, okay, so it gets poured, the electromagnetism poured by the Hathor somewhere in the mid-cycle, which starts, as most of us know, okay, in the 3rd week coming up to the 4th week. That's when a woman, right, becomes, more probability of her getting pregnant. We all know this, guys, right? So the symbol, just lo and behold, is resting just on the 4th. So it's like, it's the whole chart. It's telling you when you're more likely to get pregnant, and it's the calendar, gives you the whole 28 days as well. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. Not bad for a primitive culture, eh? Anyway, mad. We move on. So this year, guys, is the temple of a Thor, right? What I think is happening here, I think in the day that if you were like going past on your, your maglev chariot, zipping past this incredible speed, you're not going to miss it because it's huge, and they have all Hathors outside, which I think is basically advertising posts to say come here and have your baby. So it's sort of, you're assisted by professionals, okay, who are depicted in this depiction next, right? Now this is mind-blowing. So what I thought, first of all, is it like analogy for the doorway, a new birth through the doorway. You got the 2 with the upside down Alpha and Omegas on her heads, Hathor's assistants helping her through a pregnancy. And I thought, oh no, this is a really, really high-tech aid for pregnant women. Now women can be in labour like 24 hours screaming the world down. They can, and they're really not nice. So these 2 assistants will sit this lady's legs up, comfort her in this chair either side of her through the pregnancy and deliver it. This is health service par excellence in antiquity. Okay, guys. They even got like things like straps to support her legs. This is just like, maybe they should bring some of these ideas over into the modern era, eh? So just in case I made a mistake, excuse me, I do have another depiction of Hathor. Unfortunately, I've missed it. Oh, I showed you it back there. This one. Okay, so it's 100% analogous for the female form. Now, excuse me. So I went looking for anything in recent times that has an alpha and omega overlaid the accurate model, okay, of our EM universe. And lo and behold, guys, there's a band called Cutlass, which has put it in. So what's happened here is the people who translated the Bible think it conveniently to leave it out so they don't give us keys to our reality, but the people at the Tavistock Institute who designed this album cover, okay, and 172 million websites getting it wrong for Alpha and Omega, let's not forget that, but the guys works over in Tavi, okay, they're some clever chaps. They managed to get it 100% right on this album cover, don't you know? So this one is another depiction. Yeah, I know. They know. In a Christian church. So you got the book open, you got Alpha and Omega, it's in colour, but this crown and this cross, which is sort of tilted, okay, sort of tilted. Here is an Hungarian bridge, so I guess it's in Budapest, and it's the same thing. The crown with a cross that's tilted in it. Yeah? Got the same thing here. Now, this is the Masonic compass and set square. Now, from what we've just decoded, guys, I think the penny's about to drop. That the set square is actually the angle, which is an analogy for electricity, and the set square of the compass is basically this is the corner flag, if you like, and the female force is the compass, the omegas, the circles, the waves. Okay, so the masonry male energy set square is dominant and controlling the female energy compass. So what are they saying? I'll leave that for you to decide. A bit nefarious, to say the least. And what you get is this cross again with these people, and it seems to be put in, but it's like indicated slightly to the right hand side. So what is going on there? So is it an analogy, or are they saying it's for the falling of Christianity? Take a look on many of them. So here's the real version, and they put it in a lot of places. This is in a Christian vertical cross. Here's another one in a church and a dome. Okay, it's quite a beautiful photo there. Nice. And also a Presbyterian badge, which also has the cross straight up in the crown. Okay, so it's the angle and circle, the one and the alpha and omega. Okay, and this is mind-blowing. Sometimes the cross and the crown, the alpha and omega, are like a Vajra bell. Now, I've posted about this many times, the Vajra bell. Okay, now check this out, people. It's going to blow your minds. Now, let's look at the upside down alpha and omega image that I made earlier again. Okay, overlaid. What you get at the middle, okay, is this diamond shape. It'll always exhibit this diamond shape. It's where the two merge. Okay, now let's look at the Vajra again, and what you get is exactly the same double sort of pyramid, and the diamond shape is formed in the middle of the Vajra. Okay, now not conclusive, but it's still two double vortices. So let's take a little deeper look. So what we decided to do, which was mind-blowing, so while we overlay the Vajra on the depiction of the two overlaid alpha and omegas, what will happen? and then bam. Not bad for a primitive culture, people, don't you think? So, I think we're getting it wrong anyway. It's a trillion to one if we have. Here's the Holy Grail. It has the same, exhibits the same sort of diamond shape on its grip. You're going to be surprised where you see this diamond vortex, or these two vortexes converging as a diamond. Here is the vortex springs that I showed you in the greatest story never told. Okay, gravity is magnetism, and it spreads through the vortex wave pattern. And as you can see, exactly the same thing. Okay, it's like diamonds, like two pyramids fitting one on top of the other. A diamond effect. Okay, so this is one of a Roman building and a wall inside, and you get exactly the same effect. The diamond over the diamond with the dielectric inertia plane between, and even underneath, just to add insult to injury with these people, they put an eagle with his wings open. Wings open, yeah. Doesn't end there. You can see it absolutely everywhere. This is a mathematical model I found of the energy flow, okay, near the center of a double torus. Okay, I've shown similar before, but you can see exhibited that diamond shape perfectly. It's in everything. Now, this next depiction, where you're going to see, is a hexagram, and it's Arab seal in a nation building. Okay, I've indicated it with blue lines, so you can see exactly what I mean. Everywhere. Okay, and this is apparently in New Delhi. Okay, a mosque in New Delhi, who knew? But there's the diamond, and we know, we've seen right the way through the greatest story never told about this. Okay, and here's another depiction on a mandala. Mind-blowing to say the least. It's even got the omega in the middle. Guys, it's got the omega in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. It's got every single aspect of our model, the electromagnetic model, is in that picture. It's just mind-blowing. Look, this one is on a wall in India. People walk past it every day. So what is it? Is it a Jewish Star of David? Is it? It's got a fleur-de-lis type thing in the middle. Well, if you follow the greatest story never told, you're going to know everything what's in that alone. That there shows you all of this. The Holy Grail double diamond, okay, the double alpha, which is there. The alpha, which is there. The cube, which is there. You've got the 12 kilometers between us on our crust and the inertial flat plane, and here's the Earth's surface. Here is the inertia plane. Here's the surface below our Earth, which I talk about, the upside down alpha, the omega, or Mount Meru, flower of life, the wave or bubble, all in one depiction. Here's a Greek restaurant, and they've put one in their floor. Absolutely perfect. Not only that, excuse me, not only that, if you match it side by side with the Sgt. Pepper's cover, it's virtually the same. As I explained, a great story never told. It's everywhere. Here's fashion. Have you noticed this jumper anywhere? The double diamond effect. We used to have a beer in the 70s in Britain called Double Diamond as well, and their sign was very, very much the same. So guys and gals, more or less, right, this is the end of the story for now. Okay, so we got a lot more to come, believe you me. This is just one stepping stone. So the story of Alpha and Omega, okay, is Alpha stands for an electromagnetic field, a combination of electromagnetic current, which is a volt, and electromagnetic field, which is a Gauss. Okay, and the omega, mega, stands for invisible electromagnetic wave bubble. Like our rib cage is. So the wave in the bubble makes a sphere and cells. Okay, the universe is propagating an electromagnetic field. It's obvious reasons considering a female force, both male and female principles exist from the very beginning, and there is no EM. If there's no EM, there is nothing. There's no time. There's no material. There's no space. Not anything. There's absolutely nothing. So if absolutely all compasses point towards Meru, wherever you stand on Earth's surface, it means there is only magnetic north in our realm, guys, which means there is no EM out there around us, which means there can not be any possibility for any sort of egg, a universe, or any out of fucking space. Okay? None. So I proudly declare I've scrambled the egg universe and any childish notions of out of space. The outer space carol is getting old. So in my defense, you know, if anybody wants to argue, like, I'm not the only one. There are at least two recorded precedents for this, and that is Genesis 1:1, Revelations book 22:13. Don't worry, guys, it's all done in love. No animals or gloved hands were injured in the making or writing of the greatest story never told. Peace and love to you all, people. Love you very much. So, I'm going to come back. I want to have a little chat with you all. So, there's me, scrambling eggs, because basically this just proves that cannot be. The Earth is a circle, it says in Isaiah. It's made up of compass, which I just showed you. Electromagnetism. Laid upon a face, is bound at its ends, and it does not move. It is covered by a dome. Combination of sun, moon, and stars, and which are circulating around us. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to recap. Come back. So, the meaning of alpha and omega has been cracked. It is an analogy for an electromagnetic universe, double torus universe, more sort of persuasive evidence, I feel. Okay. Obviously, I can't prove any of this. It's a philosophical quiver. I am here in my room, but if I find and decode together with all of these brain boxes that work around me, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, and over and over and over and over and over proofs. So I found 9.5 hours with this one, 10.5 hours, and greatest story never told synopsis, maybe 16 hours of maybe 1,000, maybe thousands of different proofs to show you the place where we live. Right, that's the end of that bit. Me, I'm going to be busy. I've got a lot coming. Be excited, peeps. Be very excited, flattered British peeps. Okay, what we got coming up? Okay, I'm going to be on a show later at 8 o'clock. So I'll put the link for that in these show notes. But this will be live 11 o'clock tonight. I would have already done that show. It would have already happened, so you can watch it on Roxanne's Globe Deniers show on the internet. Going on there. Got a show Friday, and I got something very special coming up for my next video, okay, which is my video 1000. That means I have made 1000 videos. And I want to thank anyone who supported me and gave me and my son a Christmas. I love you very much for that. Okay, guys, been bastard for a year. Weird extremes of very, very bad and very, very good all at the same time, but I seem to be having extremes my entire lifetime, so that does not surprise me in the slightest. Seems all like everything's meant to be for a reason. As much as it's hard and it hurts, it seems that it's all to be. It's out of my control. Okay, so if you need me, martinleaker7gmail.com. Okay, I'll put that in the descriptions box. I have so much been sent in to me by you guys. It's unbelievable. So I've collected a lot. I'm going to have an epic video 1000 extravaganza, and I've got someone special coming over as a guest soon. Not finalised, but it's going to happen. So that is going to be like the best moment of the year so far on Flat Earth British. Seminal moment. We're all going to have a very, very good time. Do you like it? Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? What do you think of my chat, my comment stream? Yeah, I know. Melt your head, wouldn't it? I know. Imagine not even watching my videos and going into my comment stream and reading that. I know. You rock. Let's keep it up, right? 2019 or so they say. Right, guys, it's ours. Okay, forge ahead. We get answers. Okay, you join it? Okay, yeah? You're bringing us info to this think tank so we can all share unselfishly to get to an answer. Okay, it's a new thing in humanity. Nobody else is practicing this unselfishness. It's really cool. It's catching on too. I like it. I'm fucking off, guys. Be good. I'm uploading this and I'll see you later. I will be in chat with you. Don't forget to share this out, like this video, okay, for the effort that went into it. Next time we unlock another very important code. Okay, next time we're going to be looking into, okay, among other things, Colosseums, among other things. So look forward to that. Peace and love.